It's episode 143. I said that with confidence, but I'm not 100% sure.
I have no idea.
Man, we are either way. We're getting close to 150. What if we tried to work it out to where 150 landed in October? Because October is a big month for us. It's always a big month. There's always a lot of stuff going on. We do our Halloween themed shows all through the whole month of October. What if 150 happened during that?
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
What is our Halloween plans?
Well, that's one thing I wanted to talk about on here, and I forgot to tell you my idea, so I'm just going to tell you right now.
Tell me your idea. I got an idea. I just come up with it right now.
Because you remember I told you at the bar over there, yeah. I said I got something I want to run by you before we talk about it on the podcast to see if you like the idea. But like typical real pop culture goes, we're just, winging it. Every October we do a top 10. And it started out like your top 10 favorite horror movies.
Yes. Yeah.
Then we did everybody's top 10 sequels.
Okay. Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we did
underrated?
The top 10 underrated.
Underrated? Yeah. I think it was underrated.
And then there's been one more. How many Octobers have we had? 4? Will this be 5 or 4?
I don't know.
Either way.
Why are you trying to make me look like I'm unprepared?
I was just thinking today, a lot of professional podcasts have like an editor that does all their editing.
We're not professional.
I know, no. But I thought it'd be cool to cut together because we have so many good October episodes. Cut together like the best of. Like take all the October episodes and do outtakes of like the best stuff and make like one ultimate episode. But I ain't got time for that.
Since I don't edit, I'm gonna recommend that you do that.
Well, we need an editor. If you're out there and you want to edit for us and you like to not get paid for hard work, let us know. We can help you out. But I was thinking on our top 10 this year, the horror movies that scared you the most and why. Because my top 10 favorite horror movies aren't necessarily the ones that scared me the most.
I don't even remember.
You'll have some of the same in there in that list, maybe one or two. But, is there a reason why it scared you the most? Like, I think the reason The Exorcist scared me so bad is because I watched it when I was 9, and I've been mentally disturbed ever since.
Does it have to be a scary movie? Or can it just be a Halloween?
This is one where
it doesn't
have to be a horror movie. Because in the past, when we had people submit lists and we were reading them off, we were like, is that a horror movie? But if it scared you, if Willy Wonka scared you, put it on the list.
The Headless Horseman on Scooby-Doo episode was pretty scary.
Hey, you remember that truck driver on Pee-wee's Big Adventures? It was like Big Bertha or something.
I never watched Big Adventure, the movie.
In Pee-wee's Big Adventures, there's a scary part in there. If that movie scared you, I probably wouldn't put it number 1, but throw it on there. 10 movies that scared you the most and why. What do you think? Is that a good concept? We got to be a little more granular because we're running out of top 10s.
We're grabbing at straws now.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Scariest is not exactly it's
not exactly your favorite.
It's not your favorite, but the scariest, yeah.
Like the first couple of Nightmare on Elm Street movies scared me. Well, I liked the rest of them, but they didn't scare me.
The scariest part on a Nightmare on Elm Street movie was when his arms were stretched out the length of the alleyway.
Yeah. You didn't see shit like that back then.
That was a scary.
Yeah. Back then that was crazy. That was before they had any. They didn't even know what CGI was.
My mind's going crazy right now. When those little claymation bastards in the gate fell over and broke into a bunch of little creepy, smaller, creepy little bastards.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
That was scary.
So is that what we're gonna go with, or?
Yeah, that sounds great to me. I've already gave all my ideas away, but it does. But yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna give examples.
Dude, I hear my echo. You got me turned wide open, don't you?
No, you're perfect.
Okay.
on the sound waves, as long as it's not like a straight bar.
This black. Yeah.
As long as there's waves, you're good. I'm starting to figure out how to, do this after all this time.
Tweak me. Is that what you
Just turn everything up
I need special treatment.
Don't turn things up in post. Turn it up enough as you're recording it. That way you don't turn off the background noise with it. But yeah, it's Halloween season, and I want everybody that listens to interact. I want to hear your spooky stories. I want people to give us suggestions on places they want us to check out, because the well's kind of getting dry of places around here. We're gonna have to expand. I've got one idea for one thing that I need to talk to you about when we get done. Alicia actually brought it up, and we talked about it before, but it'll be a little tricky, even if it's still an option. But anyway, we need everybody to send us ghost stories. You can be anonymous. Send them to popculture4real. That's the number 4real@gmail.com. Or you can call our voicemail line. That's 662-305. No wonder nobody ever calls it. We don't even know what it is.
I think it's 9283.
No, it's 9783.
9783.
Yeah.
Yeah, 305-9783.
Everybody's got a ghost story. We want to hear yours. And we're going to, we might even, hey, let us know if you want to make us try to talk Anthony into telling his. I think I told mine on here.
Yeah, everybody's told their spooky stories.
Except for you.
I don't know.
You haven't?
Mm-mm.
There's no judgment here. Nobody thinks you're crazy. Well, or everybody already thinks you're crazy, so it doesn't matter. Everybody be sure to go check out our Patreon page. Just at least go check it out. You don't have to do anything, but check it out. It's just patreon.com/realpopculture, or just go to patreon.com and search for Real Pop Culture. And just look at the stuff we have out there, because the Patreon page is going to be a big part of what we do going forward, because we're going to archive all our old episodes there. We only have so much space on our server, and as we start to run out, we have to archive everything off. And, I'll probably do them in batches of 10 or so. And then there's a bunch of other exclusive content you can get. Exclusive episodes, exclusive video stuff, Patreon only voting power. There's some levels where you get merchandise. But just go look at the Patreon page, patreon.com/realpopculture. We've already got some stuff out there now, and we're going to be putting a lot more stuff out there.
The cheapest tier is $12 a year. It's $1 a month. You pay more than that for Hulu, and you don't even watch it. No, you don't.
Yeah, the cheapest tier is $1 a month.
Yeah.
That's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
One more announcement, and then we're going to get to this interview with Chad Houston. Spoiler alert, we've already done the interview, and it was awesome. We had a great time. We talked about a lot of cool stuff. But actually, this is not an announcement. This is a pre-announcement, because I can't give away any details because I don't know the details. But there's something in the works that's going to be cool. And suffice it to say, there's going to be pretty soon, and again, I don't know how soon, I know it's being worked on, there's going to be yet another platform, another way of hearing Real Pop Culture, in addition to all the ways you can hear it now. And as it continues to happen, we'll give you more details. If that's not as vague as I can be. People have learned not to give me too many details because I'm not a good secret keeper. So they don't tell me.
It's a secret. I don't even know this.
Well, we were supposed to talk about more stuff before the podcast.
We drank instead.
Yeah, we drank instead.
It happens.
Yeah.
We did have a little beer meeting, though.
We did have a little beer meeting, and I couldn't understand why you didn't want to record it, but
We have to do a Christmas beer, and I have 2 narrowed down, and I didn't want to be influenced by all the people flooding us with their opinion on which beer I should brew.
Well, the main 2 that you threw by me, 1 is going to be a definite.
A double chocolate
stout. The 2, I'm curious. Because it could go either way.
A peppermint porter. There it is. It's out there. It's out there now. The peppermint porter. Yeah.
That just, like, as soon as you said peppermint porter, I could hear Carol of the Bells playing. That's so Christmas. Like, we need to leave that out for Santa Claus. If you want the good voice.
If you want me bringing your bread, yeah.
I wasn't even going to do an intro for this episode. I was going to do an outro because when we started the interview, we just hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, me and him were sitting here bullshitting, and I'm just going to hit record because I don't want to miss anything. I don't want our listeners to miss anything. So we just jumped in mid conversation. But I thought since I had you over here to do this outro, we might as well do an intro too. But I got some more stuff to talk about the outro, so let's go ahead and jump into that interview. And we'll hear from Chad Houston, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about that other stuff.
All right, then.
Matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and hit the record button.
Yeah, do it, man. You don't want to miss nothing.
Right. I don't want to waste good material.
Right.
No, I remember particularly the night, what we were talking about before I hit record is we don't like to waste conversations that could be potential material for the podcast. Me and Clint were arguing about whether, well, we're not arguing, but like debating like who would win in a battle between Iron Man and Batman.
Right.
And like we had broke it down to like the science and fundamentals and everything behind like who would win between Iron Man and Batman. And when we got done, Wax was like, weren't y'all talking about doing a podcast? That right there was awesome. Y'all should have recorded that.
Just keep the mics hot at all times, man.
Just keep it ready.
That's the key, man. Keep the mics hot all the time.
I'm sitting here in studio with Mr. Chad Houston. It's so nice to be face to face with somebody again in the studio. It's been a while between the world stopping and everything else. It's been a minute before we've had an in studio interview. And you and I have planned on doing this for a while now.
Oh yeah.
And of course you're a really busy man, and I want to get to the Gemstone talk here in a minute. We got a lot to talk about there. But first, I wanted to kind of backtrack a little and talk about Cruisin Amory 5.
Right, Cruisin Amory 5.
Tell us about that. I mean, it kind of got canceled, but it still happened.
Yeah, listen, dude, I held off till the last minute, man. Yeah. I was like, we're going to have this thing no matter what. And then, I started getting a lot of pressure. And so, we shut down all the entertainment, pulled the plug on all that. But still, it's cruising around your car. How
much more social distance can you be?
Right, man. You're riding around your car, and listen, if I would have canceled that thing, it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered one bit because people know that Cruisin Amory is the last Saturday in July. They were going to come out and cruise no matter what.
Right.
And it was a little bit different without the entertainment, Yeah. And but listen, the town was packed, and people had a good time, and I think they were ready for it and they needed it. And like I said, you couldn't get any more social distancing than riding around your car.
Yeah, and too, there's not just a whole lot of events like that happen in Amory, and we just came off of a canceled railroad festival.
Right,
so
man.
people were hungry to get out.
They were, man, to get out and do a little socializing of any kind.
How much more social distance can you be inside of a car?
Right, man.
And you're more than 6 feet away from the people. And
right.
You're in
That's
cars,
why I didn't. That's the reason I didn't eventually pull the plug on the thing is because. It's just riding around your car. And so I let it ride, man, and I'm glad I did. I think next year, though, I'm really looking forward to next year, when all this passes. Hopefully it'll be passed, and we can crank things back up again. Because, like I said, I really did miss the entertainment because that's a big part of it,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge part of it. Even in the pig parking lot, we got a DJ down there, and he was gone. And it was just different this year. But, listen, everybody still had a good time, though, man. Tons of people out, streets were packed, and I didn't see anybody frowning, dude. And
I think it wrapped up a little bit earlier than it normally did.
It probably did.
But it was still going on.
Yeah.
Let's make everybody drink.
Right, dude. Pop that top.
It's a drinking game. You do that on the podcast. Now you know.
Right. I got it, brother.
So as far as, obviously all the social stuff was canceled, but as far as the amount of vehicles and the amount of people cruising the loop, it was about the same in attendance?
I think it was. I think it was about the same.
Okay.
It still took probably 30, 40 minutes to make that loop, if you made the whole loop. And matter of fact, I think it might have even been a little bigger, I saw a lot more
Nice.
I saw a lot more classic cars this year. And like I said, I think people were, like you said, they were hungry to get out and do any kind of socializing whatsoever. And it was at least as big as last year, if not bigger.
I think the word's finally getting out. It takes a few years of doing something for
Right.
the word to get out and for people to get used to it. And there's not any event like Cruisin Amory that I
Not
know
around
of
here. Not around here.
I think there
I
have
don't
been
know.
some copycats that's tried to pull off something similar.
Oh, has there been?
But it hasn't grown.
You started a revolution.
Right, man.
It hasn't grown like what Amory's
Right. Well, listen, in my opinion, that was an event just waiting to happen, man. It just needed someone to put a voice to it, okay? Because, when I was a kid, man, that's what we did. We rode around, we hung out in parking lots, talked with our friends, and I don't know, I just missed it. That's the whole reason I started it. I hated it for my kids. And honestly, listen, the year that I started Cruisin Amory, we were in town on a Saturday night or a Sunday afternoon or something. And, man, there was not a car to be seen in any parking lot, not driving down Main Street. But I'll tell you what, I'm on Main Street a lot more these days, especially on the weekends. And kids are starting to do that more. They are. They're starting to do that more. Now, listen, I don't know if that has anything to do with Cruisin Amory, but I'd like to think it is. I'd like to think that that we showed them how much fun that can be. And it's not like it was when I was a kid. It's not returned to that level. But still, my kids these days, like my kid last night, we were at the restaurant. He come in about 10 o'clock. I said, well, what's been going on? He's like, well, we've just been hanging out in Food Giant parking lot talking. That's great, Nobody was doing that 5 years ago. And honestly, that's, I think that's cool to hang out with your friends, talk, and listen, that's good fun right there. And I'm glad that it's kind of picking back up again. And if Cruisin Amory had anything to do with that, hey, more power to it, Rick. More power to it. Long live Cruisin Amory.
Absolutely. That was our social media. I mean,
It was, man.
We didn't know what was going on until we got to Amory and met up with our friends in the parking lot and be like, where's the party tonight? Or
That's
tomorrow
it,
night
man.
Or whatever. Like,
That's it.
I think I said this the last time. It was always like a bad feeling if you got to town late and all the cars were gone. You're like,
Right, they already.
Where's the party? Now I got to go around to the normal places where people party till I find where it's at.
That's it, dude. Yeah, right.
I was telling a guy at work the other day. He's a younger guy, so he don't know about this. I was like, your generation doesn't know what it's like to drive around the back roads and roll down the window and listen for the music.
That's it,
What
man.
the field party is. Like, I hear some AC/DC. It's about a mile from here. Turn down this road right here, we might find it.
Right, man. That's it, dude.
Man, yeah. Well, I'm glad that we actually went to Rob's house from Seeking 7 that night because we were already, like they said on Braveheart, we didn't get all dressed up for nothing.
Right.
We were already rehearsed up and had the gear ready because it was like the day of when we found out officially. So we went to his house and did like an online concert.
Oh, sweet, yeah.
Yeah, I'd never done anything like that before, but it was really cool. So I missed out on everything because that night we stayed up till late hours, way into the morning hours, doing an internet concert.
Nice.
It wasn't live. We recorded it live, but it came out a couple days later because they did some editing and stuff like that. Thank goodness.
Right.
But so I missed out. I'm glad to hear that it went really good. I told you this last time, but I've got a playlist on Spotify just for Cruisin Amory.
Nice, dude.
And it's all like 80s hair metal.
Right, man, right.
Yeah, that's when, because it reminds me of that time.
It does,
When
man,
we were
yeah.
cruising around, we were listening to freaking Great White and Poison and Motley
Right.
Crue.
Right. All hair bands, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
No doubt. Same here.
Right on. Well, another thing I wanted to talk about, obviously, is, and it's what's kept you really, really busy here lately, I know, is your restaurant, Gemstone. And the first question I had is, where'd you come up with the name?
It was a jewelry store. And we were brainstorming ideas. Listen, man, we brainstormed ideas for this place for weeks, okay? And we had a list of 200 or 300, man. You should have heard some of the names my kids come up with. All right,
Throw me out some prototypes. Let me hear some of your favorite prototypes.
Oh, dude, I can't even remember, man. But I'm telling you, man, they were some of them were priceless, man. Especially some of the ones that my kids came up with. You know, they were awesome. But my wife, she's like, listen, we did a little research on the building, and the building had been a jewelry store since its beginning. It was the building's been around since at least 1908, and it started out as a jewelry store. Of course, it's been, a couple of restaurants after it was, I think it was Wright's Jewelry for the last time, and then
okay, I thought Wright's Jewelry was like to the right of that store.
That was right. That was the Wright's Jewelry building, and it was Wright's and Buxton's before that, and maybe just Buxton's before that, and I think OK Jewelry before that. And anyway, she's like, well, why don't we just call it the Gemstone? And I'm like, it's not a bad idea. So I pitched it to my partner, and he's like, I love it. And so that's how the name came about. It's a jewelry store, and we wanted to kind of pay homage to it. Plus, across the street, in the 50s and 60s, there was a theater there called the Gem Theater. And my grandmother used to work at that theater. She sold tickets there back in the 50s and 60s. And actually, my grandmother worked for every theater that's ever been in Amory. Selling tickets. If y'all ever went to the Amory Twin, she's the one who sold you a ticket. But anyway, it was called the Gem Theater. And so it was kind of a play on that, play on the jewelry store and the Gem Theater being right across the street. And of course, we knew we could shorten it to the Gem, which was kind of cool. Yeah. And so once the name was proposed, we all kind of agreed on it immediately, and thought that was just a great name. So.
What happened to jewelry stores, by the way?
The internet.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I can't think of one in existence right now.
Lisa's Jewelry downtown.
Okay.
It's still down there. Yeah, the reason I know it's because I just heard an advertisement for them on the radio the other day.
Nice.
But there's not many though. I mean, that's kind of a dying business there, really.
Really
jewelry
is.
stores,
And speaking of which, you brought up theaters. I miss there being a theater in Amory.
God, dude, don't we all, man? Yeah. I mean, really. I mean, it sucks to have to go, to Tupelo or Columbus just to watch a movie. I know all we had was a twin theater, but it was nice to have one,
It was something.
It was something.
The floors were sticky and the sound system wasn't that great. But if you didn't feel like driving all the way to Tupelo to watch Pirates of the Caribbean, you could go watch it for $7 in Amory.
Right, man. Right.
It was convenient.
Yeah. No, I miss having a theater, and listen. That's part of the reason that that we wanted to open up a restaurant in downtown Amory, is because I kind of hope that this brings about better things for downtown Amory. I mean, I have I want downtown I see downtown in a different way. I see its potential to be better, especially after dark, because listen, in the daytime, downtown Amory, it's okay. There's several cars there, but after 5 o'clock, it's dead, know, and downtown Amory is set up perfect to be like a little entertainment district, and I kind of hope that. Right, man. Really, we can make it what we wanted. It just requires people to step up and do things, And listen, I was very vocal about the alcohol vote in Amory, saying that this is going to bring better things. And after it passed, that's part of the reason why I did this too. Is hey, it's time to put up or shut up.
Yeah.
Really, you said better things can come. Let's see what we can do. Let's.
Well, we have to have reasons. Like he was talking about with just the theaters, Amory has to have reasons to keep people from going other places. Everybody goes to Tupelo on the weekends, or had been for years.
Right. If you wanted to go out and get a halfway decent meal and get a drink at the same time, right? You had to go to Tupelo or Columbus. And listen, after a long week, everybody's been working Friday night. Nobody wants to drive to Tupelo and then have to drive home. Exactly. Nobody wants to do that, And now at least there is, there's an option to be able to do that. And people they're responding well to that, man.
Oh, yeah, obviously, because y'all stay packed.
We do.
Always, yeah.
Yeah.
And going back to your point, we were there Friday night, and I saw the sign on the wall that said happy hour 4 to 7.
Well, listen, man, let me tell you about the happy hour sign. We ain't even got a happy hour yet. The reason that sign's up there is because before we even opened, man, of course, we started this project back in March. And I've not missed being in that building except for 2 or 3 days since that time. Okay, since the first time that I walked in there, I've been in there every day, all day, except for maybe 2 or 3 days. And the reason I did that is because I wanted to learn that place. I wanted to know it. I wanted to feel it. And I told my business partner, Bubba, I'm like, listen, before we invite folks in here to have a good time, we need to learn how to have a good time in here ourselves. And that's what we did. And that's the reason it kind of has that feel now, is because we use that place for like our own little private clubhouse, Right. It was my own private bar up until June or July, And we learned how to have fun in there. But anyway, we had that chalkboard in there, and I'm like, listen, if I'm going to be a bar owner, I probably need to learn how to, do a little chalk art. So I found an example on Google and of a happy hour sign, and so I did the sign out, and it was like a great little piece of chalk art there. But once I got it up there, I couldn't erase it, man. I'm like, shit, man. Can I curse on here? I'm like, shit, I can't erase that. That's too pretty. And so anyway, I had a price on there. It's like all wines and drafts, $3. And I still hadn't erased it. And someone called me on it one day and said, and so I erased the price on it, all right? And I left the rest up there. Now you called me on the 4 to 7, so I got to erase the rest of it.
It's out there on the internet now.
So 3 times I've just now seen the sign.
Right.
I was going to start banging around.
Right. Now listen, here's the thing. We desperately want to have a proper happy hour at that place. The problem is all the COVID restrictions, right? Yeah. And what we're having to deal with is that when we opened, we knew that, there's a lot of people that were wanting to get in. And if we just opened the door, that didn't seem tenable to us. That's the reason that we started taking, doing reservations only, is because we figured that was a better way to do business during these times, especially with so many people wanting to come in. Because listen, you go out to eat, it's really nice to be able to walk in the door and be seated immediately. Yeah. There's something special about that. And but having a happy hour kind of complicates things just a little bit, because it bumps our numbers up. We can only be at half capacity, and but still, we're going to try to roll that happy hour out real soon. We may even experiment with it during the COVID restrictions, but I desperately want that, though. I want a proper happy hour where folks can come in after work, get appetizer, a couple beers, go home like normal folks, right?
Yeah.
And we just hadn't rolled it out yet, but it's coming. I promise. It's coming.
But what the conversation we were having about happy hour, I was like, how awesome is it going to be, or is it that we can get off work and go to a bar in Amory and have a couple of beers and then go home?
Right. Right.
You could just swing by on the way, like, hey, are we meeting at Gemstone at our regular time?
Spectacular,
have a couple
man.
pints and then head to the house.
Yeah. Right. It's spectacular.
That's gonna be awesome. I've seen some of the bars. They have like these plexiglass booth things that they slide, and like, I don't know, it's kind of weird because you're like in a little. They got these little dividers at the bar.
Right.
And then when we went to Props, they had a table in front of the bar, and you could sit at the table. So you were kind of at the bar, but not at the bar. Right. Because you were sitting at a table by the bar. But
right.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, and kudos to you for successfully opening a business during a pandemic.
Man, listen,
I know it hadn't been easy, but it's working because, I mean, y'all stay busy.
Right, we do. Yeah. And listen, the Main Street director from Starkville came down several weeks ago to check us out. And while she was there, she told me, she's like, listen, I'm not the only Main Street director in Mississippi that knows about the Gemstone. She said, because y'all are one of the only restaurants in the state of Mississippi that has successfully opened during a pandemic, during a time where most of the rest of them are closing. Yeah. And it's kind of because we're not following the same rules, though, as a normal restaurant, right? I mean, we're doing reservations, we're doing things differently, but it's because we have to. Right. But it seems to have paid off, you know. I mean,
I'll turn on everybody. But would you see if it's working?
We didn't flip the audio too bad.
That gives you a lot more outlook for the future.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Things do kind of settle back down.
Oh, absolutely. When things do settle down, it's
a bigger future for you.
No doubt. For sure.
I think that means you need to make a signature cocktail called the Pandemic.
You may be right, man.
But it has to be very contagious if you make that drink. You gotta want more than one if you make it something called.
And
the
you gotta
Pandemic.
give it to your friends and whatever.
Right.
Yeah, that's one of the things I sometimes jot down notes so I don't forget to ask things that are on my mind because I get caught up in the conversation. But that was a big one. I was like, man, with all the bars and the venues and restaurants that are closing left and right, you opened one.
Yeah.
So like from here on out, like you come in winning.
Right.
No matter what happens from here, you successfully
We're
open your
good.
business
Right. That's exactly right.
in the
I
middle of
mean,
a pandemic.
now listen, I'm tickled to death, but here again, the pandemic was both that was just as much of a blessing to us as it was anything else because it kind of allowed us to do things slowly. Okay, number one, I was still working my day job back in March, but around March or April they cut me back to work a week, off a week. Okay, they cut my time in half, which meant that I had a lot more time. To work on the place. Same with my wife. I mean, she's a school teacher, and she was able to be out. So we were both there, both able to devote all of our time to it, to planning. And listen, man, we put tons of thought into this place, okay? Because I knew that this was going to be a challenge, and I knew that we had to nail it, okay? So it's like the menu. Everything on that menu is something that we put a ton of thought into. There's not a throwaway item on there at all. Every item on there is something that we thought about. We beta tested with people, and got their reactions, got their comments, tweaked it accordingly, tried it out again. It was months worth of work on that menu to try to get it right. Same with the inside of the building. Listen, that was what I did, is go in there and hang out in the afternoons to just get the feel of the place. I wanted it to be a place that I would enjoy hanging out. Okay. And so I kind of, I made it that way accordingly. But the pandemic is what allowed us to be able to have that amount of time to spend, before we opened. And of course, we took it very slow. We started out doing takeout. And, of course, we did takeout through Facebook only, through Facebook orders. And that was something that was brand new to folks, okay? They didn't.
It's different.
It was different. And same way with the reservations now, that we're still just doing reservations through Facebook. And I understand it's a little tough for some people. Not everybody's on Facebook. Some people want to call in. But here again, we're trying to do things with what we have, the limited amount of time and staff that we have, and trying to make it work. But it seems to be working so far, and I think once the pandemic is over.
Have y'all discussed the menu yet?
No, I actually had it in my notes, so I brought it up.
Well, one of the things I wanted to say is, like, I had a date, like, I guess it's been about a year or so ago, and she was going to come to Amory,
Right.
We were going to have our date here in Amory.
Right.
And we were going to go out to eat, and I was like, okay, you got two options. We can go eat Mexican, or we can go eat fish and steak.
That's it. That's it.
In Amory.
One of the 15
And
steakhouses.
So,
That's it.
I haven't been there yet. I haven't been to the restaurant yet. But I saw Anthony and them had posted pictures.
Right.
And I was like, wow, it's a place here that's not Mexican and it's not fish and steak.
Right. And I had people.
So
I had people in the beginning that asked me, said, "So you're gonna have catfish, you're gonna have steak?" And I'm like, "Listen, you can't throw a rock in this town
without hitting a fish
and not hit a fish house, okay? You can't. If I want a fish plate, if I want a good fish plate, I know exactly where to go for that, okay?
Yeah.
I do. I know where to go. Right.
Once closed, there's another option.
Right. And that's exactly right. Yeah.
This just as
I know where to go. I wanted something. We wanted menu items that you can't get in Amory, that are different, that are scaled up just a little bit, that take a little more time to prepare. Because listen, a lot of the items that we have on our menu are labor intensive. Okay, like those we got those crab rangoon cheese sticks that everybody loves.
Yeah.
But listen, man, we sell several hundred of those every week, and those are labor intensive. That takes up, 3 people doing work for several hours over a couple of days' time to get those things made. Which we're kind of working on that process to scale it up a little bit. But still, the better the food is, the more time it takes, the more labor intensive it is, and not everybody's willing to put in that amount of work, and but that's what we wanted. We wanted a place where you could come in and get something different other than just fish or steak. And listen, we still want to do steak occasionally. I don't think it's ever going to be a permanent menu item, but I mean, everybody loves a good steak, and that's, if there's one request that we've gotten at the place, it's when you're going to do steak. And part of the problem is that our vent hood's not pulling quite enough smoke, and of course, if you cook steaks, that's a lot of smoke. Okay.
Yeah.
But number two is the gas grill, and I think that if you're going to cook a good steak, it's got to be over charcoal, man. That's just my opinion. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
It's got to be over charcoal. So
Got to get them lines on it.
probably what we're going to do with steak is that maybe in a few weeks, weather gets a little cooler. We'll pull a big charcoal grill in the back. We're going to buy a few loins.
Have like a steak night.
Right. We're going to have a special, Hey, I've got this many loins. We're going to cook them on the charcoal. I'm going to give you the best steak that you've ever had, all right? But when they're gone, they're gone. Right. When they're gone, they're gone. And, and we'll do steak like that. And because I really didn't want to compromise with cooking that steak over a gas grill. Not that you can't get a good steak over a gas grill. You can, but here again, it's my preference.
Right.
And that's what I want to present a plate of food to somebody that if it's sitting in front of me, I'm going to go, damn, that was good, okay? That's what I
Is
want.
there anything on your menu that you teeter-tottered on?
Nope.
That you couldn't decide whether you really wanted it or didn't want it?
Well, now there were some items that didn't make it, okay?
Yeah, that's what I was trying
Yeah,
to
there were a couple items that just didn't make it, that actually still may come back at some point in time, but now every item that we have on there right now is because we planned it. It's because we got full faith in it. It's because we know exactly how to make it and make it good. And like I said, we've now that's not to say it's not going to be to everybody's taste. Okay, listen, I get it. Everybody's got different taste. All right, but like I said, I'm using
options. That's where the original comes. I mean, it's good to be in Amory and have options.
Have an option of something other than fish and steak, right? And that's all I want. And here again, my goal is to, set a plate of food in front of you that if it were set in front of me, I would go, wow, I would eat that again. Okay, and that's kind of my standard. If it meets that, then we'll put it on the menu.
While we're talking about the menu, talk to me about the Mississippi egg roll.
Yeah.
Because just that name alone got me interested, and I think I'm addicted, man.
Man, those things are good, aren't they?
Good.
That come from a suggestion from Alyssa Benedict. She is she's the Main Street director at Amory, and we swiped the name from her. She had them somewhere. I think they were out of maybe on the coast. Maybe I'm not even sure where she were at. And she just told me what they were, what they taste like. And I'm like, all right, let's experiment with that. So we did. My wife and I started experimenting with it. And we tried several different versions of it before we got one that I said, damn, that's the one that's going on the menu, okay? And that's another thing. Those and the cheese sticks and the Mississippi egg rolls, we go through those a lot. I have that's usually my job on prep days, rolling egg rolls. I roll those all afternoon just to get ready for cook day. And but no, they're special, man. They're
and kudos
very,
on the
very
dipping
good.
sauce too.
The sweet chili.
Because it's got a little bit of heat to it.
Yeah.
But it's also sweet.
Yeah.
It's like a sweet and sour that's spicy.
Right. We tried out several.
I would buy a bottle of just that sauce.
Right. Well, when we were trying those egg rolls out. Of course, now listen, we've done egg rolls for years at home with just pork egg rolls, right?
Right.
Which really we're going to introduce those too, and we do a great Southwest egg roll too that is really, really good. But with these egg rolls, we would get just a sweet chili dipping sauce in the bottle, which is good. You can get it wherever you get it at the grocery store. But I'm like, with this place, I didn't want anything to come out of a bottle, okay? I didn't want anything to come out of a bag. Which, listen, our French fries come out of a bag, all right? Because we can't do any better than what
peel potatoes all day.
Well, no, we can, but we sampled tons of French fries, and when we got to this one, I'm like, listen, we can't even make anything this good. But as far as everything else, we wanted it to be handmade, handcrafted, something that we'd put some time into. So we went to work on the sweet chili sauce, and that's another thing that we worked really hard on tweaking and kind of getting right. And honestly, that sweet chili sauce was designed specifically to go with the Mississippi egg rolls. That's what we paired it with, and they're specially made to go together. And I think it's fantastic. We did this past Thursday we did a special. It was Bang Bang shrimp pasta, and it actually uses that sweet chili sauce in the pasta sauce that goes with it, and really, it's just fantastic.
I'm getting hungry.
Right.
My favorite is tomatoes, the fried green tomatoes.
Oh yeah, those fried
yeah.
tomatoes, bravo on that. Yeah.
Yeah, love that little. That's a great little appetizer there too.
Well, how do you find green tomatoes?
Man, it's been tough, and
I bet.
of course here's another thing
And
too.
that's a southern thing, isn't it? Like
It is
I doubt
very
you could
southern,
get
man.
Fried green tomatoes in Washington. Like, I don't know.
To me, the stuff that sets things off is not so much the main dish. I've ate fried green tomatoes my whole life.
Right.
I've ate crab cakes my whole life. But that roasted corn sauce on top.
Yes, sir.
I've ate chicken skewers. That pineapple mango salsa.
Right. Right.
It's the same with that. It's those little things that set it apart.
Right. That set it apart.
That make it. That's what pushes everything over the edge. It makes it extra.
Right, and that's what we're trying to do. You know, we want to go the extra mile to make that extra special.
I've ate every entree except for one.
Right.
I mean, we've ate the etouffee, we ate the shrimp and grits, I've ate the pork tenderloin, I've ate the Hawaiian skewers.
Right.
Everything but the maple chicken.
Right.
I just don't like maple syrup.
Right.
That's the reason why I ate it.
Right.
But I will eventually. But
Right.
I've ate everything but the maple chicken.
Nice.
And we've ate a lot of the appetizers. And it's awesome.
Right.
Great.
Well, that fried green tomato, it's another thing that is probably there's a couple of things on our menu that are going to be seasonal no matter what, because we have roasted sweet corn, street corn rather, and we have fried green tomatoes. Fried green tomatoes are getting tougher to come by. The green tomatoes are a lot tougher to come by these days than they used to be. But I refuse at this point to serve a frozen fried green tomato. I'm just not going to do it. We've tried them. We've sampled them from every food supplier, and they're just not as good. And I hate it, too, because it's such a great appetizer. But I'm like, listen, we've been,
So
we've put.
you're going to build a greenhouse at your house.
Man, I may have to. How about this? We've all put some miles on our vehicles looking for green tomatoes in the past few weeks. And there's a guy that sits up down on in between Amory and Aberdeen, and he's there a few days a week. That he's getting produce, I believe, in Birmingham and selling like a truck patch, And he's had them for the last few weeks, and we've gotten them from him. And but eventually that's probably going to go off the menu. Same with the street corn, which I hate that too. We've experimented with frozen corn too, and one of the food suppliers sent us a sample of sent us a whole case of frozen corn on the cob this week, and we tried it, and I'm like, you know what? You can throw it away. It's not for me. It's different. It ain't the same as fresh corn, and I'm not going to put an inferior product out there. So I'm not going to put something out that I'm not proud of or that I wouldn't eat myself. I'm not.
Yeah.
Just to make a buck. Because that's not what I'm doing this for, okay? I'm not. And, I'm glad that the place is able to support me and my family now, but, man, I'm in it for the craft of it, okay? I'm in it to give you an excellent plate of food, okay? That's what I want. That's all I want, is to set a plate of food in front of you where you go, damn, that was good.
I remember the first year I grew tomatoes out here, I never let one get red because
right.
I was so happy that I could make my own fried green tomatoes. I could just walk out, like I was eating them for breakfast.
Right.
I would walk out there and pick them, and I never left one on the vine long enough to turn red.
Right. That's another thing that we experimented with heavily is just how to bread those fried green tomatoes. There's several different ways to do it, and we tried several different ways until we came across the exact way, and that's a little laboring because there's several steps in the way that we bread those. But that's kind of every menu item we have. There's several steps involved, and
go to your point about being labor intensive with the good food. I remember, you remember Adkins Steakhouse?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Kitty managed it or owned it. Barry's sister-in-law. She managed it or owned it, but everybody loved their bacon wrapped livers.
Right.
But everybody that worked there hated them because you had to stand there and wrap each
That's
piece
it,
of
man.
liver.
Right. It's like those cheese sticks, man. Those things are. I hear angry words sometimes during the week about those cheese sticks.
Like people showed up for the bacon wrapped livers, and everybody that worked there was like, "Ugh, I hate those damn things."
Right.
Hey,
Well, here's the thing, though. It's like with restaurants, word of mouth goes a long way.
It does.
It's like advertising in a restaurant, unless you own a chain, advertising in a restaurant, everybody,
That's it. And
But
honestly,
word
we've
of
not
mouth
even
goes a
done
long
we've not
way.
even
Right.
done any.
No.
We've not done any advertising. The guy at the paper comes by, about every month to check on me, and he's like, I know you don't need me yet, D. And I'm like, I don't, man. I'm sorry. I'm like, listen, I want to support you. I want to, give you business, but I'm like, at this point, I just don't need it at this point because there's a ton of word of mouth out there about the place, and honestly, I'm humbled by that. I mean that there's so many people who are enjoying the place, but I'm also proud of it too because we've put a tremendous amount of work into the place. Every hour of my life for the past few months has been devoted to that. Same with my wife. We've devoted every ounce of energy that we've had in the place, and to see it paying off by people having a good experience there, that's very rewarding, y'all. It is.
It's great.
Yeah, that's
Your
very
whole family
rewarding.
works there, right?
Whole family. Yeah,
You,
we
your
want
wife,
it.
brother-in-law, sister-in-law,
Right. No,
everybody.
absolutely.
All of them.
And
Nieces, nephews.
that's what I want the place to be. I want it to be a family-run restaurant. That's kind of what I wanted. It's turning out to be exactly what I wanted.
Well, you did it the right way, taking your time and planning everything out, because I've firsthand seen a lot of venues and restaurants, because I'm involved in live music, they'll want to hurry up and get it going once they pay their lease. They're like, we got to get somebody in there, we got to start making money, and they do it too fast, and they learn as they go, which you're going to learn as you go regardless of anything you do, but a lot of times you see the venues, they'll open and then they'll close because they just wanted to throw it out there and get it going.
Right.
And they don't take their time.
Right.
And it costs them most of the time, unfortunately, in the long run, because they didn't plan it out like you did.
Right. Well, here again, that's the pandemic helped a little bit with that too.
It slowed you down.
It did. It slowed us down, but honestly, it was always going to be a slow roll for us. The pandemic just allowed that to happen in a more efficient way. But it was always going to be a slow roll with us because I knew that this was going to be the first bar and restaurant in Amory. And this was something that me and my wife have been thinking about and talking about for 25 years, okay? Every time, that she does most of the cooking at our house. But, we work together on a lot of things, but every time that she's brought something spectacular out of that kitchen, my standard go-to thing is that's going on the menu. That's going on the menu. And what that means is that when we get ready to open up our bar and restaurant, that's going on the menu. So a lot of these items had just been waiting for years to be put on the menu, But still, I wanted to take my time with just everything. I wanted to think everything through, so that by the time that we did get to open, that we would be ready. Because honestly, I didn't want the place to fail, I didn't. I did not want the place to fail, and the only way that I knew to do that was just to prepare, and plan, and that's what we did. We planned every step. Everything was thought out. There was nothing that really caught us, by total surprise because we had been thinking about it so long. And I'm just, I'm kind of glad that we did have the time to do that. Because that was part of the success of the place.
The last time you were here, Amory was still dry, I believe.
Yeah,
it was about to go to the vote.
Yeah.
And thank goodness it passed. And like I said back then, it doesn't matter to me. I drink. I'm drinking right now.
Right.
I'm gonna drink regardless.
Right.
It's just a matter of where I'm gonna spend my money.
That's it.
Am I going to spend it in Amory
Or somewhere else.
Or somewhere else.
That's exactly
That's
right.
really all it came down to. Nobody, again, I think I said this last time, nobody's going to go, well, I don't want to become a drinker, but Amory's wet now, so let me just start drinking. Like, nobody's going to do that.
I can get it here now.
It's the same. But for you, now that you've seen firsthand as a business owner that sells alcohol, how has it affected your business?
Oh, I wouldn't have done this had it not passed. That is the only reason that I did it, is because that I knew, restaurants are, just a startup restaurant, that's tough to get to succeed, Yeah. But having the revenue from alcohol really allows you to be able to, to have a little more cushion. Mm-hmm. And, I knew being the first one too, is a big advantage as well. But no, it's how about this? Amory loves alcohol, okay? And I can attest to that. In the first few weeks, we actually had several people who would come in and they would want their drink poured in a styrofoam cup, because they didn't want anyone to see, But we actually quit doing that. We don't do that anymore. But I don't even think anybody has requested that outside of the first couple of weeks, But it's that's it, man. But no, it is still kind of weird though. I get a lot of people saying that it's weird to have a place in Amory where you can walk in and get a drink. I
feel like I'm getting away with something.
Right.
Like one of the cops going to come in and arrest me.
It's like high school smoking behind the egg shop.
Right. It's still a little weird for everybody, but listen, but it's not like we're just slinging booze. Listen, we're trying to bring some really good craft cocktails. Every one of our cocktails are made with fresh ingredients. There's no lime juice or lemon juice that comes out of a bottle. The watermelon margarita that we do, we juice it, right? But we juice our own watermelons too. Okay, cool. We use fresh ingredients in every one of those cocktails. These are premium craft cocktails. They're not just using inferior ingredients. These are really good cocktails, and same with the beer. I mean, I've tried to keep some pretty good beer in there, some local beer. But
you got a really local beer on there. You got
1817,
which is
right.
From Amory.
Absolutely, dude.
And to go out of town to break his beer.
I am extremely proud to carry his beer because it's fantastic. It's local, and I'm proud to be able to showcase it in my place. I really am, and I kind of hope that it might inspire some folks to maybe do something else local too, another local brewery. Hint, indeed. Right.
You're going to get it no matter what. You might not be able to sell it.
Right.
You were talking about being the first, being that you are the first that I know of to sell beer at a restaurant in Amory. What was the red tape like to go through like that?
How about this? You can almost snap your fingers and get a beer license, okay?
Really?
Yeah, you can. That's the easiest thing in the world to get, okay? Liquor license, a lot tougher, okay? That took us months to get, and actually took a call from my business partner to the Department of Revenue, to the director, to clear up some red tape for us. But no, that was a hassle, man. Really, if you want to get a liquor license, that is tough to do, and that is why every rule that is supposed to be followed, we follow them to the letter.
That's
okay.
A big thing in all of Mississippi, though, right? I mean, that's not just Amory.
No, it's not just Amory. If you want to get a liquor license in Mississippi, you better get you a lawyer, dude. Okay, because there's so much paperwork that it really would be tough for one individual. And of course, my business partner is a lawyer, and I was so thankful for that because he kind of, he took care of that end of it. But I'm just telling you, it wasn't something that we just snapped our fingers. It took months to do, and actually it was one of the last things that we got in place because we had to have a food permit. We actually had to have a food permit before we could get the liquor license. The food permit itself was pretty tough to get, in itself, but we actually had to get that before we could get the liquor license. So that was one of the last things that fell into place there. But no, dude, lot of hoops to jump through, and that's why I said, when the ABC officer came to review the rules and everything, I paid close attention, and we follow every one of them to the letter because I do not intend to lose that thing. I don't, man. We work too hard to get it, you know. And but like I said, if you want to sell beer, much easier to get a license to sell beer.
That explains why there's a lot of places that sell beer and don't sell booze.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a lot tougher to get that liquor license.
I remember there was a restaurant, I think in that same building, called the Oasis.
Yeah.
And they had really good, authentic Italian food.
Did, absolutely.
I'm saying authentic. I've never been to Italy, but
No, it was good.
but it was really good.
Good food.
And this is pure speculation on my part.
Oh shit.
You're all right.
It's all right.
I don't know if this had anything to do with them not being around anymore, but I remember thinking and I'm not a wine guy, but I was thinking it kind of sucks that you're eating this good, authentic Italian food and you can't order wine.
Right. Well, you know, he's the one that actually, I think he's the one that built that bar that's in there, at least the base for the bar. We put a different top on it, but the cabinet, actually the cabinets behind the bar were actually original to the jewelry store. But he's the one who owned, you know, the Oasis that kind of set it up as a bar.
Yeah.
And I think he was anticipating at some point, you know, that Amory might go wet where he could sell wine, you know. It just never happened.
It's never happened.
Yeah.
One last thing I wanted to discuss, and it's one thing I really love about the Gemstone is the atmosphere. And from my perspective as a musician that's played in a lot of places, from festivals to bars and restaurants and clubs, and I've been playing live music for 20 years, and what I've seen from my perspective is you've got, this place is a good place to go have a meal, and this place over here is a good place to go see live music,
Right.
and this place over here, this is the bar. This is
Right.
where you go to have some, drinks.
Right.
And it's very rare that I see a place that brings all that together
Right.
in a perfect little package.
Right.
And
Right.
was that intentional, or
yeah.
did you just
No, completely intentional.
to have all the aspects of that?
Completely intentional. And that's where my business partner, Michael Freed, is invaluable, okay? Because he's a musician, and he lived in Starkville for a long time, and he's been in several bands, just a great musician, but he's in that world. He knows tons of people, and he does all of our bookings there. But he had a vision too. Okay, Bubba had a vision of bringing in great musicians for the place and being able to have a place to showcase them. And so having him as a partner to be able to to manage the bookings so that I don't have to because I'm busy with restaurant stuff. It's just fantastic, but it's something that we've talked about from day one. Okay, that's what we wanted, and we kind of, we have a couple of different groups of clientele that we want to cater to. We have the 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. crowd, okay, where we want to serve you a fine meal, okay, and then the 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. crowd, who want to come in, have an appetizer, have a drink, listen to some live music, and just chill out for a little while, And then the two kind of merge together seamlessly because we get a lot of folks who come in and they want to eat 6:30 or 7 and then hang around for live music. And but no, it's completely intentional. We wanted those three things. We wanted a great kitchen with spectacular food. We wanted great entertainment on the weekends, and we wanted a bar that had great craft cocktails and good good beer, nice and cold. And we wanted all three of those to come together. So absolutely, it was intentional, to do that. And I'm kind of tickled that it all came together. It all came together.
And that's rare. I've seen it firsthand. People will say well, where do you recommend we go? It's like, well, what do you want? Do you want live music? Do you want good food, or do you want to just drink?
Right.
And you got it all covered.
Come to the Gemstone, you can get all three.
Yeah.
You can get all three.
And the music isn't so loud that you can't have a conversation. You do acoustic.
Right.
Acoustic
now
stuff.
we have, we're still trying to tweak that a little bit. We've had a couple of, we've had a couple acts that come in and have been a little loud, but that's what we want the place to be. When someone comes in to entertain, we want to let them know too, hey, we want to keep that volume at a level where people can still have a conversation, Still loud enough that you can, that the artist is comfortable with it too. But, I want folks to be able to come in and sit back and enjoy and still be able to have a conversation while they listen to some good live music. And, I think that we've about got that dialed in, really.
Yeah.
If
you ever want to get rid of all your customers, just book Killj there and we'll take care of it.
Oh, my God.
Man, what happened to the Gemstone? It was doing great. They booked Killj. Oh,
man.
Say no more.
Did y'all happen to catch the video of Jeffrey Rupp the other night?
I missed you, bro.
My goodness. Let me just tell y'all something. He was spectacular, man. He's coming back on, I think October the 10th, maybe. But
man, that guy's been playing for years.
man, just a consummate professional, man. He was, and just a talented musician. But like I said, we've had several come through there, though. And my favorite nights have been the nights that, of course, every night at this place is different. Every night has a different feel. Every night has a different vibe. But my favorite nights have been the nights where we've been kind of slow on a Friday and Saturday night, and I've been able to get out on the floor and sit and drink a beer and listen to the entertainment. And
man, how nice is that?
it's so nice, man. No, you don't even know. I can't even describe how good that feels to be able to walk out there on those nights and sit at that front table there and sit down with a beer and listen to a good musician. Something I created. It's such a great feeling, man. Absolutely.
I love seeing my friends win, man. Like when Kim started 1817 Brewery, I was like, wow, you did something that most people, it's a hobby, and now you're able to do it for a living, and you transitioned from working a 9 to 5 to this is your career now.
This is it, man. Yeah, I actually I quit the day job several weeks ago, and
we'll find what we're good at.
right.
Yeah, I've found a way to create stuff and not get paid for it through podcasting and music and all of it.
Actually, I still hadn't got a paycheck from the place, but listen, how about this? I'll tell you this: since I quit working, our household income has went down, but our budgets went down too. I mean, I was driving 150, 200 miles a day, gas, lunch, all that stuff, and our grocery bill's not nearly as high because we're at the restaurant all the time, and but no, to have this place to be able to support me now is, it's a lot different. Of course, I'm working harder than I ever worked in my day job. All right, I'm putting 12, 14-hour days into this place every single day, but it's different because I know that the work that I'm putting in is for me. Okay,
you want to do it,
right? I want to do it. I enjoy doing it, and I know at the end, I'm not working for somebody else.
Well, I know my dad,
I'm working for me.
When I was growing up, my dad and mom both owned their own business. And my dad told me growing up that you would never work for another man as hard as you'll work for yourself if you have your own business. He told me that every day growing up.
100%. Like I said, I've in the past, 5-6 months, I have worked harder than I've ever worked in my entire life. Really, I've put in more work, more hours than ever before, but it's starting to pay off. I mean, I've created, me, my wife, my kids, my business partner, especially, which I just, like I said, I couldn't have done this without him. I could have, but it wouldn't have been nearly as easy. We work really well together, and it's been a spectacular partnership. But the work that I've put in is, I know that it's not for somebody else, and that makes a huge difference in not feeling like work. I've not done anything in the past 6 months that really felt like work. Okay, I mean, I'm tired at the end of the day, but it hadn't felt like work.
Right.
It hadn't.
Yeah. They say that's the best you can do.
Yeah.
And speaking of saving money, think about all the people in Amory you're saving gas money for.
Right, man.
Have to drive 30 minutes for a decent meal.
Right, absolutely.
Now we can just go right in our own backyard and have a beer and have a meal. As we're wrapping up here, I just wanted you to kind of plug everything, plug your Facebook page, to talk about your business hours, how can people, because there's people that listen to podcasts that aren't just in Amory. In fact, probably most of our listeners aren't.
Right.
Much like my band, nobody from around here likes us.
Right. Well, the main way to keep up with us is on our Facebook page. You can just go to Facebook and search the Gemstone, and you'll see it's a restaurant, live music venue. It should pop up there, and just follow that page. And right now, the only way that we're taking reservations is through Facebook. We do have a phone number. We just don't have anyone to answer the phone all the time. We're busy, right? And we just don't have anyone dedicated to answering the phone right now. And we found that it's easier for us to keep up with because Facebook lets us create an appointment, which then sends out a reminder, I think. And it's an easier way for us to keep up with reservations through Facebook. So, if anybody out there wants to come eat the Gemstone, that's what you do. You go to Facebook and just message the Gemstone page and send us the preferred time that you want to come between 5 and 8, which we do dinner service between 5 and 8. And on Thursdays, we're open till 10. Fridays and Saturdays, we're open till 11. We actually have open seating on Friday and Saturday after 8. But we only do appetizers and drinks after 8 o'clock. But it all depends on how many people we have in there at the time. I hate we have to turn people away. We did last night because when we get to a certain number of people, we have to be at half capacity, which for us, our official capacity is 100, but we only have probably about 80 seats. So for us, 40 is half capacity. When we reach that number, we have to cut off, and I hate doing that, but that's, here again, I have no intentions of getting in trouble with anybody, Plus, we're trying to be responsible. I mean, it's a pandemic. I understand that, and we want to be as responsible as we can, follow the rules.
Too, that you're having to turn people down.
Yeah, it is.
That says a whole lot
about
your business already. So.
But anyway, they can go to Facebook and request, what time that they want and how many people are in their party. We usually do up to parties of 6. And then we will get back to you. Usually takes a day sometimes, but we'll get back to you and confirm that reservation and either adjust your time or confirm it, But, just go to the Facebook page and follow us. And we're all the time posting there. We post, when we have entertainment.
Yeah, I've
we
seen
have
the videos. That's cool.
And we do Facebook Live, because we know that a lot of folks can't come out. And so we're trying to Facebook stream, Facebook Live all of our acts, just to, for goodwill, man.
Yeah.
To let other people check out these great acts that are coming through. And
not many places in Amory you can go and see live music.
It's not, no.
Not many at all.
Not on a regular basis, anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Because
exactly.
we've done this
How many nights a week do y'all do music?
Friday and Saturdays. We're open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, but since the time we've opened, we've done live entertainment on Friday and Saturday for every night that we've been open. And
going back to the booking thing, the times I've ate there, it wasn't a hassle at all. In fact, I kind of prefer the call ahead or Facebook ahead booking, because how many times have you gone to a restaurant and said, "Hey, I need a table for 4.
Right.
Here's your buzzer."
Right, an hour.
Ring in 50 minutes.
Right.
And you go sit in your truck.
No,
and
I think that's
the times I've ate there, I just walked right in because we had reservations like a day or two
right.
ahead of time.
And that's why we're still doing that, and that's probably why even when the pandemic's over, we're going to continue to do reservations, because that makes your experience just a little more special, and that's what we're after. Okay, we're after, when you leave the Gemstone, we want you to say, "Wow, that what a great experience that was. What a good meal we had. What a good atmosphere it was." We were able to walk right in, and that's part of the experience. And I think people appreciate being able to do that. And I think that's why, even after the pandemic's over, we're probably still going to just continue right on doing reservations, because I think it's a good business model. We'll do it until it doesn't work anymore.
I like it. Yeah.
But
I mean, you don't have to wait in line.
Right, just come right in, be seated.
Yeah.
You know that you're expected. When you come, and we know that you're coming. We're better prepared for you, and I just think it's a good. It works for us. How about that? We're not like every other restaurant. We're different, but this is what works for us, and that's we're just going to keep doing it that way. It's like I said, a little inconvenient. I understand, because not everybody is on Facebook, but once you're on Facebook, though, it's not that hard of a process to, just shoot us a message and,
At least you know somebody that does have a Facebook page.
Right. You may not have one, but you're exactly right.
I haven't found it to be a hassle at all. In fact, and I know this can't always be the case because y'all are so busy, but the other night, it was the night before, it was Thursday night. We were out here sitting around the bar drinking, and we were like, man, let's go to Gemstone tomorrow night. It's like, we probably won't be able to get in. It's like, well, let's ask.
Right.
And we sent a message, and they got right back with us within, 30 minutes?
Well,
right.
So, yeah.
I think
nice.
I think my wife's a preferred customer.
No doubt, brother. Y'all.
When Laura chimes in with a message, they all jump on it because they're like, "Oh man, it's Laura."
And listen,
she's relentless, but she gives like 4-paragraph reviews.
We have built up a clientele though too. I mean, we have, we already have regular customers. We have several customers that have standing reservations. Okay, I've got a guy on Thursday night. He has a standing reservation at 6:30 since the first night that we opened. He's like, just put me down at 6:30 for every Thursday, and he's been there every Thursday.
Awesome.
At 6:30.
So you have a subscriber.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah. And we take those. Anybody who wants a standing reservation, we'll pencil you in.
Awesome.
For sure. Now, of course, listen, there are pitfalls to reservations too. Because like the other night we had 2 tables of 4. It was a party of 8, but we had to seat them at 2 different tables, and they canceled at the last minute. Okay, well listen, for a small restaurant like us, that hurts. Yeah. That hurts us.
Oh yeah.
You cancel at the last minute, so there's some pitfalls to doing that, but but still, we think that it's and listen, it takes us a lot of time to have to deal with reservations. Okay, I mean we deal with that all the time. Okay, that's almost a full-time job, but we're doing that because I think it's worth it. I think it adds to the whole experience, and that's why we're gonna continue to do that. So.
Good deal. Well, everybody listening to this, go check out the Gemstone. It is an amazing place to eat, and I'm not just saying that because you're in the room with me. I've ate there several days. Y'all were eating there before they opened with the takeaway.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Thank you, brother.
I'm not accusing you of putting crack in the Mississippi egg rolls, but there's something in there that's got me addicted.
Man, they're good, man. Like I said, I know I roll enough of them to know that. Yeah. And listen, a lot of times that's what I will. I'll have for lunch, man. After I roll, right. After I've done rolled 50 or 60 of them, I'll get back there in the kitchen and fry me one up. That's perfect little lunch for me. So anyway.
Well, thanks for coming back and hanging out with us. Brother. It's so fun to do this.
Yeah, man.
Especially with all the craziness going on in the world, you don't get to see a lot of people like you used to. And
right.
We haven't had anybody in the studio face to face in a long time, and this has been a real treat.
Nice. It's been great to be here, man. I knew, like I said, we've been trying to get together since Cruisin Amory.
Since Cruisin, yeah.
Right, but things have been so busy for me. I'm finally glad to get a little downtime to be able to come and hang out with y'all for sure.
Absolutely, and you yourself are a musician.
Maybe.
You do some picking.
Right out a little.
I'm going to put you on the spot and say the next time you come, I think we might need to do a little jam together.
Okay, Dave. We may.
Pick out a song and we'll do a little picking.
Right.
That's one thing I always wanted to do on the podcast from the beginning is do some live room session stuff.
Right.
And this is pre-recorded, so we can tweak and edit.
Right.
But we've only done that a couple of times, and Anthony brought it up. He was like, well, Chad plays? And I'm like, well, let's jam.
The times that y'all done it was very successful.
Yeah, everybody liked it.
Sounded really, really good.
Well, maybe it should because
he got
all this is, this is where a band rehearses and records. That's
right.
That's the main reason I did a podcast because I already had the shit to do it.
Right.
I've already got the microphones and the software and the setup. So why not sit around and talk to my friends and record it? But
absolutely. But
yeah, we can get together and jam. Nice. I've been on Kim. Kim's supposed to come and his band Urple.
Right.
They're supposed to do a little live room thing here, and I think that'd be cool if we just jammed out.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I bring Bubba, my business partner. He's in Urple,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
pick out a song and
yeah, for sure,
we'll work
dude.
it up.
Yeah, no doubt.
I play tambourine.
Well, thanks again for coming out, man.
Yep, thank y'all, man. I enjoyed it, dude.
Comes come to Cruisin Amory next. That'll be the next one. Will be
next one. Like I said,
always the
permanent
last weekend.
Last Saturday in July. That's the kind of the permanent date of Cruisin Amory. So last Saturday in July, come to Amory, hang out, and cruise.
Well, I bet you Jim's gonna be busy that night.
We were this past year for sure. Yeah, it was wild, man.
All right, man. Well, you have a good one. Thanks again for coming.
Thank you, brother.
All right. I guess in hindsight, now and later, it's not the preferred candy of podcasting.
I don't know what that kind of candy is.
You don't like now and laters?
Now later. I don't know what a now and later is.
Now and later. Well, my mouth is full of now and later.
It's a now and later. All one word. Now later.
I don't eat candy, but
Who don't like a now and later? That's not candy.
who don't like a now? Yeah, that's like
Who don't like? Yeah. Who don't like those?
that's like a sugar daddy, not a sugar baby. If you ain't gonna fix to lose a feeling, you're not suffering for your art.
I like sugar babies too, though.
No, man, that's too easy.
It is too
It's
easy.
too easy. You're taking a shortcut.
Suffering
Suffer for your art, man.
No, nobody ate a sugar daddy in class in elementary school.
Hey, how are you on Astonishing Legends? I know you listen to it, but do you listen to like every episode?
I haven't listened to it in a while, actually.
You're probably like me, like you just pick and choose the topic.
I pick and choose the topics, and I haven't listened to it in a good minute.
They just did an episode on D.B. Cooper.
Oh, really? I'll have to listen to that because
yeah.
I like that.
They released part 1 Saturday, and I guess this coming Saturday will be part 2.
So I will listen to that.
Which I had known about D.B. Cooper a little bit, but after I listened to that episode, I'm not going to put another one in my mouth.
No, don't do it.
I'll wait till after. I started watching YouTube videos about it.
Oh, so you run down the rabbit hole, didn't you?
I did, man. I went down the YouTube rabbit hole big time. And there's a lot of speculation that they think he actually survived.
He survived, yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff he did. And by the way, for those those that don't know what I'm talking about, in 1971, D.B. Cooper, which is not his real name, but that's what he. Back then, you could buy an airline ticket with cash, lie about your name, and not get searched, and get on an airplane and do whatever you wanted. Well, he hijacked the plane and demanded $200,000, and by today's money would be like something like $1.25 million, whatever. And he demanded 4 parachutes. And he did a bunch of all the flight attendants and the passengers and the pilots all said he was very polite. Mm-hmm. He was very calm. And he said he wanted 4 parachutes, which I thought was odd. Well, he did a bunch of weird sporadic stuff, but some of the stuff he did was kind of genius. Because in hindsight, he asked for 4 parachutes, he only needed 1. Mm. Well, he asked for 4 because he was afraid if he asked for 1 that they would tamper with it.
They tamper with it.
And they thought that he asked for 4, that he's going to try to take hostages.
So they would, yeah.
So they wouldn't tamper with it.
Right.
And I'm like, that's kind of smart.
Right.
Sort of like the only evidence that was ever found, and this was like 5 years later, was just a handful of the ransom money.
Right.
Well, he probably would have taken a handful out
just to
throw him off to make him think he was dead.
I mean, yeah.
Which he might be. They say the conditions where he jumped out of the plane and just it was a commercial airline plane and that's not meant to parachute out of. But he wanted specific things. He wanted the air flaps on the plane at a certain degrees.
Yeah.
He wanted the plane going a certain speed, and they're like, well, we can't go that slow because it'll stall out. He's like, well, go as slow as you can, which was like 280 miles an hour, which is crazy to jump out of a plane that fast. But since that happened, there's been skydivers that have done that.
Recreated the D.B. Cooper type.
Yeah, and proved that you actually can do it. But anyway, long story short, that was it was really interesting. I like listening to historical shit like that. It actually happened. You don't know if he actually survived. That's where the conspiracy starts, because everybody's like, "Oh, I know D.B. Cooper. He was my neighbor," and blah 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 blah. And
there was a TV show. I can't remember the channel it came on. It's Brad Meltzer's Secret Stuff or whatever. I can't remember.
Secret Stuff.
I can't remember that. He's wrote some novels. He actually wrote some comic books.
I hope that was it.
Do a Google search for Brad Meltzer and figure out his TV show. They done a special on D.B. Cooper, and
I think they did Unsolved Mysteries. How do you spell Meltzer?
just like that, American,
American
and that's
novelist,
it. Decoded. Brad Meltzer's Decoded American television show. They done a thing on D.B. Cooper. That was
Well, to
pretty
this
good.
day, it is the only unsolved, at least in America, I don't know if in the world, the only unsolved hijacking.
Plane heist, yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yes.
the only one that they either didn't get caught or died or both. And he may have died, but nobody knows the. Matter of fact, the FBI left the investigation open up until 2016,
Dang.
and then they finally closed it.
Finally closed it.
Yeah. Have you started watching The Boys season 2 yet?
I am caught up to date on The Boys season 2.
So they didn't release the whole season?
No.
How are they releasing them?
They
One
rushed.
in a
They
week?
first they wrote when they first opened up, it was 3 episodes, and now they're doing 1 episode a week. I think
I
there's.
was under the impression they released.
I thought
the
they
whole
did too.
first
But there's
season.
only 5. I know when it first came out, it was only 3 episodes, and there's only 5 episodes out right now. And it's pretty good though.
I've not watched any of season 2, but I loved season 1.
It's good. Just wait a little bit and give yourself a little time.
Let it build up
It's
a
only
little.
5 episodes.
How long are they? Like 45 minutes?
They're like 45 minutes to an hour.
Does it hold up to season 1 though?
It goes a little slow, but if you remember, I would recommend going back and watching, since it's been so long, watching a few episodes, the season finale of season 1, because I kind of forgot a little bit.
That's hard to top.
And
That was a hell of a season finale.
then I had to pick up a little bit on what was going on. But it's good. I'm liking it.
I know I'm super late to the party, but I started watching American Horror Story about a month ago, and I powered through season 1 and really liked it. Season 2 was that The Witches, or was that season 3?
I'm not sure.
I think season 2 was The Coven. And at first I didn't really like it,
It's
but
good,
then it
though.
grew on me.
It gets good.
Yeah, by the end of it, I was into it. And I think season 3 is The Carnival that I just started.
Freak Show.
Yeah.
I don't like that one.
That one good?
I've never finished it.
Well, that's the thing about American Horror Story is it's
It's an open-ended series. So
it's
yeah.
an anthology.
Right.
Isn't that what that means? Is it's not serialized. It doesn't.
Right.
It's not reoccurring.
I don't like Freak Show.
But the cool thing about American Horror Story is even though it's not serialized, they use a lot of the same actors
yeah.
playing different roles.
Different roles, yeah.
They're not the same character, but it's the same actor playing different characters, which that's kind of neat.
Yeah, to me, I'm going to say Hotel is probably my favorite.
You know which one that is?
I don't know what season it is. Hotel and Roanoke were really good.
Roanoke, West Virginia. The
Yeah,
Lost Colony.
Roanoke is a good one.
The Astonishing Legends did.
That's a good one.
Have you listened to that one? They're the Astonishing Legends.
I haven't listened to that one either. I'll have
Episode-
to check that one out. But
this is the craziest thing about Roanoke that I didn't know. You know, it's the Lost Colony.
yeah,
Like there was people colonized there, and then they left, went to England, and came back, and everybody was gone.
everybody's dead. Yeah.
This is what I didn't know. That was the second time it happened in the same colony.
Same colony.
They didn't call it Roanoke the first time,
They call it, yeah.
but that was the second time that the whole colony vanished. That's weird, man.
But yeah, Roanoke's a good one, and the Hotel's a good one, and 1984 was good. I skipped the season before that, but 1984 is good. It's kind of cheesy, but I think it's meant to be because it's supposed to be like a 1984 horror movie, like a slasher film,
Yeah,
and so it's cheesy in that way, like it's intended.
I'm down with that.
It's intended. It's good.
And like I said, that's a good thing about American Horror Story. If you're not digging one season,
Just
skip it.
Skip
You won't
it.
get lost.
That's what it is.
Matter of fact, it's like a whole different show every season, and that keeps it kind of fresh, I think. And somehow it gives you a little bit of familiarity by using a lot of the same, almost all the same.
All the same people. There's different people that jump in on guest stars and every now and some of them. But like in Coven, I think what was her name? Kathy Bates.
No, wait. No, season 1 was Murder House. Season 2 was The Asylum, and then season 3 was The Coven. Season 4 is The Freak Show. I just started season 4. Because season 2 was the asylum. Man, it covered everything from aliens to monsters to demons, like possession, slasher, serial killers. It just had it all mixed in there, and it all worked.
I just missed Kim's call.
Oh,
Kim called and call me back. I can get him in a minute.
we're gonna wrap this up pretty quick. Did you say you watched any episodes of Raised by Wolves on HBO Max?
Oh yeah, I'm caught up.
That's a trippy show.
Very trippy show.
I think I've watched 3 episodes.
I'm caught up.
I think they've only got 4 out.
When Mother weaponized, do you think she's hot?
I don't look at her that way.
When she weaponizes you?
I think I'm too terrified to be turned on. It's a different tea.
Well, you know, when she's just in the mother mode, she don't really have a butt. But when she weaponizes, she has a butt. I thought that was weird. Like, hey, I have a nice ass when I weaponize.
I'll have to notice that. Next time she weaponizes, I'll
check out her ass.
That show's trippy. I started watching a little bit of Lovecraft Country.
I'm caught up on that, too.
It's an interesting show because from one episode to the other, it changes. It's like a serial anthology.
It all ties up together.
Well, it's the same characters, but it's almost like from the episodes I've seen, each episode's got his whole own thing going on.
I'm caught up, so I'll know a bit more about it. But from what I see, there's kind of like a subplot behind the main plot. Okay. But the main plot is still there, even though if you think it's not.
Okay. So how does this tie into H.P. Lovecraft, or is it just a tribute to him?
I think it's just a tribute to him. Is what I think.
Okay. I mean, I saw Cthulhu.
I seen Cthulhu in the thing, and they done a cool little digital rendition of Cthulhu. What Cthulhu would be. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just a nod to him. I guess. I'm not sure. We'll see.
What year range was he putting out books? I mean, this is a long time ago.
2030s, I guess. I think.
That far back?
I think so.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a pretty dope show. I like it. All right, let's wrap this thing up. It's late.
Mm-hmm.
And the interview was over an hour. I really enjoyed talking to Chad Houston. Just listening back to the conversation when I was editing. And by the way, to this day, that's the world record least editing I've done. I don't think I edited anything.
Yeah, you should. Yeah,
I basically just listened to it.
Just listen to it.
Hear and see
good.
if I needed to edit.
It's good.
I don't think I made any notes, any editorial stuff. I think I just added my sound spices that I do, which I didn't have to on his track. He's got a good radio voice. But no, I had a great time talking to him, and it makes me want to go eat at Gemstone again, like really soon.
Tomorrow they have reservations available.
I'll get paid tomorrow.
I don't know.
I ain't scared. Are you working?
I'm not working.
You want to go?
I don't know. I have to ask the boss. I'm supposed to cook tomorrow night at home because I have a stove.
You could be like, babe, babe, you want me to cook? Or do you want some of the Mississippi egg rolls?
Yeah.
And a Bloody Mary.
And a Bloody Mary. 3 of them.
She'd be like, sold.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here.
I'm tired.
Hey, go to our Patreon page. Patreon.com/realpopculture or Patreon.com and search for us. You'll find us.
It's just $1.
Or just check it out. I mean,
just check it out.
You ain't got to do nothing other than check it out.
You're not committed to anything, but it's just $1. I'm just saying.
All right, thanks for listening. Did we determine this was 143?
143.
Yeah.
It was determined.
We haven't put out an episode since, well, this is only September.
Yeah, a month ago. Almost exactly.
Not quite a month ago. Thanks for listening to episode 142 of Real Pop Culture.
143.
What'd I say?
You said 42.
Oh, because I just looked at 42 and I had a Freudian slip.
Start over.
Thanks for listening to episode 143 of Real Pop Culture. We've been broadcasting live from high top of the first and only floor of the Killjoy headquarters at the Killjoy Ranch. Love you, bye.
Bye. This is my thing now. Leave me alone.
You gotta kiss them.
I like kissing people.